This is another opinion based video, but I think it's very important that I make it because the internet culture today loves hating on self improvement. But if you are on true self improvement, I don't think you should be hated on. These days, people feel icky about getting onto self improvement and actively posting about it on social media. And I think that the golden era of self improvement is already done. People are focusing more on the philosophy bros and on complex concepts which don't even help them in real life. But whatever. Maybe that's good for society, maybe that's bad, I don't care. What I care about is I know for a fact that self improvement works if you do it in the right way. Self improvement, true self improvement, will not turn into a self improvement autism test. A lot of people get onto self improvement and all they focus on is their morning routine. Their entire personality is their morning routine, which is not self improvement. This is just an incomplete format. What real self improvement looks like is something like this. Let me draw it. So imagine there's a graph like this, right? And there's multiple stats. So maybe your physical health, maybe your mental health. There's so many stats like these. And by the way, like self improvement also includes your financials, your social skills, so many different things. Whatever. Imagine like your life can be depicted in a graph like this, and true self improvement would look more like this. Everything is growing at a similar kind of rate. This is how it looks. An average person's, a normal average person's graph looks something like this. It's a nil. Like they don't grow in anything. And a lot of people online who claim to be on self improvement, their graph looks like this. They're just good at one thing by relinquishing everything else. Now, right, I have to put that caveat out there. You have to be good at one thing and then slowly grow. You have to be good at just one thing for in the micro. So for a couple of months, you need to focus completely on, say, making videos. But then after that season ends, you can focus on a season of growing your social skills. After the social skills era ends, like you switch from task to task to task, from skill to skill to skill based on seasons. As an aggregate at the end of like 5 years or 6 years, you'll realize that you're good socially, you're good financially, you're good with your education, you're good looking, and physically you are like healthy, you have a better mental health, like you have upgraded in all the stats. It's just that in the micro you have to focus on the small things, and in the macro you realize that you ended up focusing on everything. This is true self improvement. What these self improvement artists do is something like this. They just get stuck in a loop where they keep working on just one aspect of their life, and it's usually physical health. Usually it's these gym cells who come online and say self improvement is masturbation. Guess why? Because you go to the gym and that is your personality. That is it. If somebody asked you, Jacob, for example, Jacob, who are you? You're going to be like, oh, well, I go to the gym. That's it. There's no depth to your personality. You haven't leveled up in all these other areas where you could level up. You are still broke. You are still buying protein powder of your mother's money. You don't have a personality, but at least you have a six pack. I'm not hating on six pack people. There's other aspects of life as well. So the people who just focus on financial side of things, right? The so-called hustlers. Incomplete people, like all you focus on is money but not your physical side of things. Like what if you die by some disease at the age of 40? You've made all this money but you die early. Does that even make sense? Like why would you do something like that? You earn the money but you don't get to enjoy it. See, like every aspect, like anytime you focus on just one side in the macro, that's where you lose. You need to focus on one side in the micro and then change the thing that you're focusing on as the seasons go by. This is true self improvement. And I think this is criminally underrepresented. This true form of self improvement. Everybody online, even the classic self improvement YouTubers, I will not take any names, but they are like, okay, become a YouTuber today. Focus on your financials. Just focus on your financials, bro. It does not make sense for you to become a YouTuber if you are just focusing on financials and you're making self-help videos, when all the self-help you are doing is making YouTube videos? Did that make sense? If your entire life is making YouTube videos, you are not allowed to make content on self-help because you are actually not doing anything that you're preaching. Maybe you did do those things, but only for like a month, clubbed up together. Have a season where that specific thing, maybe you focused on your mental health for 6 months, changed your life. Focused on your physical health for 6 months, changed your life. Do something like that, come with the proof, talk about it on camera. I never say anything on camera, I never give any advice on camera without having a deep understanding of whatever I'm speaking about. Generally, I refrained from making a skincare video. Maybe the previous video was a skincare video, or maybe the next one is going to be. I, for months, did not want to make a skincare guide video because my skin was not in the best shape. For a couple of months, in the video talk about a 1 month journey, but actually it was for a couple of months, 7-8 months maybe, of on and off this routine. And then just like 1 month before, I was like, forget it, I'm going all in on skin. And then look at this, the transformation that I've had. I don't have before after pictures, but you can see the acne marks. They can tell you a story. Point that I'm trying to make here is I did not make the skincare video until I had the credentials, until I had the clear skin to show that I knew about the topic. This is what's missing in the online space these days. Self-help creators rarely do self-help. All they do is wake up and make videos. That is self-help to them, but that is an incomplete form of self-help. Where is your workouts? Where is your mental health blocks? Where are you focusing on spending time with your family, spending time with your friends, making new friends? I'm not asking you to cold approach, but what about making new friends? It does not require cold approach, it just requires you to have a social rapport, which you don't have clearly. That is why people call you a self-improvement artist.